What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Here I come. Here I come. What's going on, you guys? Happy hump day. Happy hump day to you. All right. Let me share this out and then we're going to go ahead and get this party started. What's up, Ebs? How you doing, boo? Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. I know China White. China White said she hasn't caught a live in forever. I know I ain't seen you in a while. What's up, babe? All right, let me go to the top and work my way to the bottom. Tracy was the first one in the room. What's up? Hey, C Golden. What's up, little baby? Hey, Below. Hey, T Lounge. I'm here for the student loan. Cliff Notes. Hey, girl. They ain't going to be long. Hey, little baby. Thank you, boo, for being here and being a mod. Hey, Miss Sharon. Cool Gamer. What's up? Hey, Paula Williams. What's up, Morgan? I need to sleep. I need to Mary Jane to help me do a paper. Who is Mary Jane? I hope she helped you. What's up, Travel Love? Nap Queen. Hey, KK. What's up? Hey, Cindy. Hey, Trey Leche. So first of all, before I even go get started, thank you guys for everybody who sent me inboxes and suggestions on places to go and things to do in Vegas. The reality is me and Ebby are not going to be there that long, and we don't have necessarily a whole lot of free time. So I appreciate all the suggestions. And we'll definitely, y'all know how we do when we're together and we're out. Y'all know we'll go live and we'll do all those things. But I was looking for a really, really nice, hey Fruit Punch, hey Cams, hey Boo. I was looking for like a really nice steakhouse because Ebby likes steak for her birthday dinner. And then just some, odds and ends stuff to kind of do. Abby's not a gambler. So we ain't really gonna probably be doing a whole lot in the casinos, but I was looking for some stuff that we could get into. Hopefully we'll be able to make a road trip while we're there. We're looking into doing another like a mini road trip while we're in Vegas. I'll keep you guys posted on that if that happens, because if that happens, then that will be epic and we really won't have a whole lot of free time at all because we'll be making another little road trip. But thank you for the information. Okay. And I still need to get my plane ticket. That's how I was gonna do it this weekend, but I ain't done nothing this weekend. What's up, Citizens Jane? How you doing? Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, Abby said we're gonna spend at least an hour in the casino. Okay, so we're gonna spend at least an hour in the casino. Ooh, a whole hour. Ooh. But anyway. Yeah, we're going to Vegas for Abby's birthday. So in November, the beginning of November, we'll be in Vegas. So there is that. I have a question and then I have an announcement, and we're gonna get into these stories. So football season is coming. Y'all know I love me some football. Y'all know how I feel about my football and my football season. I think I asked you guys this before. What's up, y'all? Would y'all as a tribe? I know everybody in here don't care about football, but would y'all as a tribe be interested in doing like a pick'em league? And what a pick'em league is that you choose the teams that you think are going to win, right? Every Sunday, well, really Thursday, because they have Thursday night games now. So really by Thursday of every week, you guys would pick the teams that you think are going to win. The way I do my pick'em leagues is that you rank them. So like you would pick the team and then you would rank it based on which team you think is likely going to win down to the ones that might be, it could be an either or. And that's just for points purposes so that there aren't a lot of ties. It's through Yahoo. So you would just log in through your own email into Yahoo and I would be like the commissioner of the league and I could see everybody's, ranking or whatever. And at the end of the season, we would have like a first, second, third place winner and, maybe give out some cash prizes and stuff. So I don't know how many of y'all are like really into football. I don't know how many of y'all care. And if you're not, and if you don't care, trust me, I'm in enough stuff already, different leagues and stuff like that. So my feelings won't be hurt if y'all are like, yeah, no, we don't care about football. Because I know some of y'all don't. But others of y'all might. So let me know. I'm going to put a poll on the wall But I just thought I would throw it out there, just kind of give y'all the, I don't want to answer necessarily today, but I am going to put a poll on the wall. And we'll take it from there. So anyway, I have around 9K in student loans, so I'm waiting for the forgiveness for the degree I never got. Well, yeah, you'll probably be all right, Abby. You'll probably be all right. We'll get to that. All right, well, I'll do that one first. Let me do this announcement, and then we'll do the loan forgiveness piece first. And El Teddy and I will be back. The Teacher Project 2.0 will be back next month. We kind of took like a sabbatical. El Teddy's been doing a lot of traveling for work, and y'all know I did a lot of traveling this summer, so we kind of it was hard for us to kind of link up. But we're going to be back next month. So y'all know that's definitely going to be one of the first things. We're going to talk about the teacher shortage. We're going to talk about the student loan situation, and we're definitely going to talk about the effect of the monkeypox on where we are this year for school. So those will be our top stories. I know we'll be talking about those things. I talked to Simone. For those who do not know Simone is Girl Is That Legal. She is our legal correspondent. I'm making her our official legal correspondent for this channel. Okay. I reached out to her today. Me and her had a brief conversation earlier today. She will be here on Monday. And we are going to discuss the Philly Phil lawsuit with Miss Robbie, or Miss Robbie versus Philly Phil, which we talked about 2 weeks ago. If you guys aren't familiar, I did a video on that law case, on that lawsuit a few weeks ago. We're going to talk about the NeNe Leaks Bravo situation. There's a lot of conjecture as that's concerned, one way or the other. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute too, because I did a video last night, and y'all really, when I say y'all, it's not y'all. It's not my faithful. It's not my people that are in my chat every day. It's people who are just randomly finding my video, which, let's be clear, I appreciate people who randomly find my video, because that means I'm in somebody's algorithm somewhere, and I appreciate that. But baby, they've been trying to give me the blues. I'm like, I need y'all to use y'all listening skills, because I be saying allegedly. And they be coming for me like I'm saying this stuff is law. But anyway, moving on. So we're going to talk about that. And then we are going to take call-ins. Remember, I told you guys the last time that we would take call-ins the next time she came in. So we will do call-ins on Monday. Priority will go to, yes, listening and comprehension skills. The priority will go to my members, meaning my members will get the link first. The link will be posted first on my members only community wall. So they'll get the link first, but it will be open to everybody. It's just if you want to be first or whatever, you'll get the link. Some people it's a perk. It's a perk, y'all. It's a perk. So, hey, Monique, how you doing, boo? So that's happening on Monday. I'll get that flyer out and post that out, whatever. But I talked to her earlier today. Now, with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into this student loan thing. Let me say this. I know a lot of people are going to be very critical of what President Biden did today. They are. They're going to be very critical. Let me say this. We may not be getting what we want, which of course, people like myself, I want you to just wipe my whole damn debt out. You know what I'm saying? I want Biden to just be like, listen, fuck it. Everybody got a zero balance. Like, I would love for that to be the case. And then I would love for them to revamp the system, get rid of a lot of the predatory loans, people who have these private student loans with this 20-30% interest rate. And I'm not exaggerating. I had a friend who had a student loan with a 27% interest rate. That is loan shark levels of interest. So I would not have a problem with that, right? However, what I will say is President Biden has done more than any other president since the student loan system has existed to do anything significant about student loans. And that includes Obama, that includes Clinton. And I'm telling you, I know because I've been in education that long. And even for people like myself who are educators, who are what they consider what they call us, public servant. Okay, so I understand people aren't getting what they want, which is a zero balance. But I also need y'all. When I say y'all know who I'm talking about. The y'all. I need people, the critics, to understand that we collectively as a country have gotten more than anybody has ever gotten as it relates to any type of student loan forgiveness. For example, people who got student loans to these colleges that no longer exist, the ITT Techs of the world, their stuff is a zero balance. Do you realize that people have literally been paying student loans or being punished? Because most of them weren't paying the loan. They were being punished for loans for a degree that not only did they never get, but they can't get because the school no longer exists. So they're paying student loans on a degree they could not get. People who are on disability and they are on a fixed income and they can't afford to pay the student loans back. Whether they ever had the intent or not is not the concern. But those people have had their student loan debts zeroed out. So I want to say that we have to look at it and say, listen, it's not what we want, but can we appreciate the effort that's being made in an area that's never been addressed before? And I'm gonna say this, I'll take the student loan. I think I told y'all this before. The loan forgiveness program that existed prior to this, at least for the public servant one, right? If you were a teacher or help, you work, if you were qualified, I'll use teaching as an example because teachers were qualified in this. First of all, when I first started teaching, you had to be teaching in a certain area. So you had to be teaching in a low income area. So if you taught at a private school, you still weren't eligible. If you taught at a school in a district that was more affluent, you still weren't eligible. So you had to be teaching in a low income area to even be eligible for loan forgiveness, right? And the program there were two different programs that I applied for in the past. The first program, I was disqualified because I had combined my undergrad loan with my graduate loan. I had did a loan consolidation, and because of the date of my undergrad loan, it superseded the program, and so it wasn't eligible. So because I combined those two loans, I wasn't eligible. So that's number one. The second time, the way the program was written up until recently was you had to make on-time payments. No exception. On-time payments for 5 years straight. And at the end of that 5 years, then they will forgive the rest of the loan. The problem for most people is that they couldn't afford to make the on-time payment for 5 years. So like for me, they based what I could pay off of my income, but they didn't take any of my bills into consideration. They asked me 3 questions. Whenever I would call in to talk to them, they would ask me 3 questions. How much do you make? Are you married? Do you have any children? So they didn't take into consideration my mortgage. They didn't take into consideration my car note, car insurance, any other outstanding loans. Like none of that was taken into consideration. They said, well, if you make XYZ amount of dollars a month, then you can afford to pay XYZ a month. And I'm like, the amount of money they wanted me to pay a month was damn near my mortgage. I was like, if I could afford to pay my mortgage twice in 1 month, it was more than my car note, less than my mortgage. If I could afford to pay my car note twice in 1 month, like, are you serious right now? So for people like me, I was never going to be eligible. Never going to be eligible. So I say all that to say, I know people will be real quick to criticize Right, not be homeless as long as we get our money back. Exactly. Hey, Miss Toby, what's up, boo? So for me, I'm looking at this, and now. Let me just read y'all the highlights. Now, I'm off my soapbox. Okay. That was me going on my soapbox before I get into this, because I think it'll be very easy for people to just be like, oh, and it ain't this and it ain't that. Because, I mean, $10,000 for me ain't really going to put a dent in what I owe. But for somebody like Abby says she owed $9,000 on her student loan. For somebody like Abby, this is life-changing. It wipes out her debt, and it's no longer counting against her on her credit. Because at this point, and not to tell none of Abby's business, I don't know this to be a fact. I'm just saying, I'm pretty certain that at this point, it's counted against Abby, because even if she's paying it, the fact that she still owes that much money on a loan from at least 20 years ago, Abby, 15 years ago, tells you something, right? Anyway, so here are the highlights. The highlights are the following. $20,000 if you went to college on a Pell Grant. I don't have a definition of a Pell Grant in front of me. I can look it up. Give me a second. $10,000 if you did not receive a Pell Grant. So if you went to college on Pell Grants, then you can get up to a $20,000 forgiveness. For most people, that's the majority of their loan. Well, maybe not now, it isn't, but anyway. And $10,000 if you did not receive a Pell Grant. So again, for somebody like Abby, boom, it wipes it out, right? Forgiveness only applies to those earning less than $125,000 a year. Again, I understand for people who make good money and make over $125,000 a year, but they still have student loan debt. I get it. It doesn't help you. And I understand you might feel slighted. Student loan pause extended they're saying it's the final time through the end of the year. And again, it was supposed to end at the end of either this month or next month. So they're extending it through the end of the year. Payment based on income. If you have undergraduate loans, you can cap repayments at 5% of your monthly income. Again, that helps out people where they want you to pay $700 to $800 a month on a student loan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helps people like that. Now, is this going to wipe out people's debt 100%? No, it's not. Is it going to help some people? Sure. All right, let me read some of the comments and then I'll get back to me. My son did get a $15,000 credit to his account from Biden last semester just because he was in good standing with the school and he was on scholarship. Okay, Tracy. Yeah, Quintessential said right. If you were 1 minute late, it screws you up. Exactly. That 5 years started over at the beginning. Well, I'm happy for people. I'm fortunate to not have any more loans. Praise the Lord. Good for you, C. Golden. That's what my mom went through with her student loan. She's still paying and has put 3 kids through college. Okay, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. As soon as Trump got in office, everybody I knew plus me got hit with student loan garnishments. Really? Wow, Cam. I won't criticize nothing because I just have to pay. Verbe said it does. Hey, Verbe says it does help her. The wording is confusing. So if I got a student loan, $20K will be wiped out if I received a Pell Grant during any semester or all semesters. Good question. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you, Jonathan. I will probably wait about a week or two because right now, if you call, you're going to be on hold for 20,000 years. I will probably wait a week or two and then I will call and get all of those questions answered. Or we may be able to go to the Department of Education website and they may have like a frequently asked questions section because I feel like you're not the only person that want to know that answer. So that might be a question that's like a frequently asked question. I would give them a couple of days to get all of the information up and I would go to a credible place like Department of Education website or whatever, Navient or, somewhere like that might have that information. But that's a good question, and I don't know the answer, so I certainly don't want to give you any bad information. And my mom's first degree was in early childhood education, and then she went back to become a health administrator when I was in high school. She's still paying for the first student loan. Damn! Now, I'm not paying my undergrad loans. I consolidated. I am still paying for both. I have 2 graduate degrees. Yeah. I just got to paying on the principal. I've been paying off the interest. See, there you go. So for Abby, that's gonna clear you out, Abby. I mean, from my understanding, from the way it reads to me, it should take care of your balance. But again, I I would probably wait a couple of weeks, Abby. Well, I mean, you could call and be on if you got time to be on hold, but you are probably gonna be on hold for a minute. Because everybody's calling and have questions and so forth and so on. But I probably mean, hell, you done waited all this time. You could probably wait another 2 weeks and then call and get the information, put in the paperwork. And to be honest, probably with, if I'm correct in understanding how it's written, probably by the end of the year, Abby, your shit could be cleared up. Federal Pell Grants usually are awarded only to undergraduate students who display exceptional financial need. Okay, all right. I think after 20 years, your loans can be forgiven, I think. I don't know, quintessential. I don't know, because has it been 20 years for me? For my first graduate degree, it's been, for my first graduate degree, it's been 20 years. So if your loan is less than the forgiveness, does it mean that you'll get no, Xavier? You're not going to get a refund check. They're forgiving up to $10,000. So if it's $2,000, you're going to get $2,000. No, they are not sending you any money back. My next question, because mine is that's not how I read it. I read it that they're going to forgive up till that amount. They're not going to just send you a blank check and wait for you to pay it. What it sounds like to me is they're going to check your name, check your information, and then probably there's going to be a form you have to fill out or some sort of application you have to fill out and show certain things. You might have to provide certain information, and then the way it reads to me is they're just going to wipe it out. But I'm sure there's a process of application or something you have to fill out for them to verify that it's you and, all that good stuff. But I don't think they're just going to send you a blank check or a check. I don't think they send you a check for $10,000. That wouldn't even make sense to me. No. God said, I'm getting closer to buying a house. I just need 100K wiped out now. You better do that. Now, Jonathan, okay, I'm going to come back to that. When I get done reading these comments, I'm going to come back to that. I'm still paying my student loan, and I'm paying the difference of what my son's scholarship doesn't cover. Paid off my first student loan in 2003, went back to school in 2010, and now I'm back paying. That's why I stopped and did not finish, because I want a doctorate. But that's why I stopped, because I was like, I can't afford to keep building up this debt. I can't afford to do it. I want a doctorate, but so honestly, if they wipe me out, then I'm gonna get my doctorate, because that's what I want. Happy for you, Abby. Wish it would have happened sooner, but I'm thankful it will finish mine off as well. Well, congratulations, y'all. Maybe we maybe just be able to have a student loan burning party, honey. If you received a Pell Grant in college and met the income threshold, you will be eligible for up to $20,000 in debt cancellation. Okay, so for any semester, Vovo, thank you, Vovo. I can't offer him millions, but he will have a master's degree and not have to pay a damn loan. There you go, Tracy. There you go, boo. What's up, Zara? Hey, baby. For example, if you are eligible for $20,000 in debt relief but have a balance of $15,000, you will only receive. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that makes sense. Xavier always got to be extra. Y'all know how I love my Xavier. That's my Xavier. Xavier, you going to come and meet up with us in Vegas? And I'm still glad one less thing coming out of my pocket every month. You better say it again for the people in the back. Listen, I'm be honest with y'all. If I can get my loan wiped out, it'll be a game changer for me, because my credit is good. I mean, it ain't perfect. It ain't, but it's good. But whenever something, and they look at my debt to income ratio, my student loans kick my debt to income ratio so high. They did it when I bought my house. I mean, I'm still able to buy my house. Last time I went to go buy a car, like it kicks my debt to income ratio. It's actually, my debt to income ratio is better than it was when I bought my house, because I make more money than I did. Well, no, that's I forgot where I was working. Where I was working when I bought my house, I was making more money. That's another conversation, child. Anyway, that's another conversation. I just got my master's and paid out of pocket for that. I ain't never going back. Biden just cut the check. Yeah, when I do my that's actually what I'm going to do with the doctorate program. My intent is to just pay for it, or pay as much of it as I can I don't never want to rely on loans. I absolutely don't want to rely on loans. Exactly. I went to get pre-qualified for a mortgage and child. Yeah. When they start looking to that debt to income ratio, baby, that's what gets you in trouble. That is what gets you in trouble. So now let me say this to people. And Jonathan, you may qualify for this, but you need to jump on it like yesterday. You know they're doing a 100% loan forgiveness for public servant. They call it's called the Public Servant Loan Forgiveness. So PSLF. It's PSLF. If you go to what's the website? Is it like myfinancialaid.com or something like that? But if there's thank you, Cams, PSLF. There's a questionnaire there to see if you're qualified. You have to have worked in a public service field for the last 10 years. And you can put in where you've worked for the last 10 years and see if those employers qualify. Even if only some of the employers qualify, you may be eligible for partial forgiveness. Once you put that information in, then you can put in the application for the loan. I mean, for the forgiveness. It's an amnesty until the end of October. And what I mean by that is everything I just told y'all a few minutes ago about if you're that loan forgiveness program where you got to pay for 5 years on time, and if you miss a payment, then you're not eligible. That's wiped out until the end of October. If you have had a student loan for the last 10 years and you work for one of the qualifying institutions, you could be, I ain't saying you are, you could be eligible for 100% loan forgiveness. Now, I told y'all to keep me in your prayers and keep your fingers crossed, okay? I'm in the process of I'm going through the process now. I do qualify. I've already done that. But then you have to combine all of your student loans first. So I had to combine all of my loans together because I had 2 separate loans because I went to graduate school at 2 separate times. So I had to combine my loans. And that takes up to like 30 days. So I'm still waiting for that email to come back. And once that email comes back, then I can apply. And I have until the end of October. I have until the end of October to apply. The lady told me I should have more than enough time. She said they should be able to consolidate your loans and more than enough time for you to be able to submit it. So y'all pray for me. Even if they only forgive half of it, child, I'll be in a better situation than I am now. Anyway, so I say that to you guys. If y'all, Miss Toby, see if you still qualify. Now that I don't know if you still qualify now that you're retired, but see if you still qualify. The worst they can tell you is no. The worst they can say is no. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on a second. Let me give you some thing. Let me see if this is it right here. I think this is the website right here. Hold on. This is the website right here. Let me give y'all the website. It's studentaid.gov. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the website. Hold on. I'm about to put the link in the chat. Go to this website, Miss Toby, tomorrow. Kimberly says she got hers forgiven with PSLF. My former boss, when I worked, I told y'all I used to be an advocate for students with special needs. When I was an advocate, my former one of my bosses, who was an attorney, she just got all of her loans forgiven. And she got all of her law school loans and her undergrad loans. All of it was forgiven. And her wife, actually, her wife is still waiting to find out about hers. But if they, again, we're talking about game changers. You're talking about law school debt wiped out. Yeah, Miss Toby, go to that website, studentaid.gov. They have like frequently asked questions on there. And that might be a frequently asked question. If not, you can find the number, because I ended up calling because I needed to get somebody on the phone because I had questions and I wanted to make sure I understood what was happening. But you can get somebody on the phone and ask them, because you're retired. It seemed to me like that's all the more reason why you'll be able to qualify, because you're on a fixed income now. You know what I mean? But trust and believe, I'm gonna tell y'all now, let them send me a letter saying that my student loan is a zero balance. Bitch, can you say don't know how to act? Can you say don't know how to act, baby? So that is under Joe Biden as well. And I don't think a lot of people are giving him credit for as much as he's done. I mean, under the Biden administration, we're talking about billions of dollars. Billions of dollars have been forgiven. Now, it ain't everybody. It ain't everybody, but it's more than it was. Anyway, so that's the Cliff Notes version. If you have more questions, Kimberly says I have 2 degrees and it was 6 figures forgiven. Baby Kimberly, from your lips to God's ears, because that's my situation too, baby. Who girl, 2 degrees, 6 figures. We're gonna say it. Hold on, I need to say a silent prayer. Because if they give me a zero balance, you waiting on your consolidation too, New Jones? Yeah, I did mine before I left. I did mine like maybe like right before I left, like maybe like middle of July, early middle of July. I just need to go on and get some tuition-free colleges. Well, yeah, that's an option too. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for some grants and stuff like that for my doctorate. But I promise y'all, y'all will know. Y'all will know. I get that letter in the mail. I'm posting that on my community wall. Ooh, okay. All right, so that's what that is, child. That's what that is. We've been on that for 30 minutes. Lord have mercy. But that's important information. And we'll definitely be talking about it again over on the teacher project side. But yeah, so, and I ain't saying that Biden is perfect because Lord knows he not. But I just feel like sometimes it's like, damn, can we make him happy? Can we make anybody happy? Okay. Dennis Rodman said he changed his mind. He's not going to Russia to go get Brittany Griner. He said, upon further conversation with the U.S. government, I have changed my mind about going to Russia. I guess they were able to get him to understand how dire the situation is and how he could end up over there in a whole situation again. Okay. He said he ain't going. He said he changed his mind. Listen. We said that the other day that this might not end the way he think it's gonna end. Look, we told him that the other day. I'm just glad that somebody was able to get through to him and get him to understand that this might not end the way you think it's gonna end, bruh. This. Hey, Jay Parrish, what's up, baby? Like this, like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's not funny because y'all know I don't find this situation with Brittany Griner funny at all. But for you to think that you can do something that and don't get me wrong, stranger things have happened, right? And celebrities have been able to negotiate in the past and things like that. I know that it could, and I think his intentions were in the right place. I do. I think his intentions were in the right place. But Dennis Rodman, sir, as high as your ass be, anyway, so I just want to give y'all an update on that, child. He changed his mind. Child. Okay. Now, I posted a quick drop last night. Okay? I posted a quick drop last night. Missouri is bringing back paddling. I saw that. Listen, I was paddling in school, but I went to Catholic school. I sure was. I got a spanking right in front of the class one time. I sure did. Hey, Diva. Girl, I'm sorry. I hope your day is better. Pour you some wine, or if you drink, maybe you don't drink, but if you drink, pour your little libation, girl. Pour yourself a little libation, honey. Or smoke you a libation if that's what you do. I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I got a spanking too, child. Listen. I wish I could paddle some of the parents' child. I wish I could. Now, I posted a quick drop last night about NeNe. I will put my money on Kim K getting Brittany out before old boy, child. Kim K probably could, child. Who knows? I don't know, child. Now, all about the tea, who I think sometimes her reporting is questionable. I'm just gonna be honest. All about the tea posted on her website yesterday that she has sources that has told her that NeNe walked away with a major settlement from Bravo. 4.5 million. Now, number one, I do not believe that she got a $4.5 million settlement from Bravo. Let me start there. I do think she got money from Bravo. I do think she got something. I do not think she got no 4.5 million. Now, what a lot of people are saying in my comments is that they don't think NeNe got money because the case was released or the case was dismissed with prejudice. I mean, without prejudice. And if there had been a settlement, then the case would be closed and it would have been without prejudice. So to that I say, I agree to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is this. If there were certain stipulations that were a part of the settlement, and maybe there was a level of distrust between the two parties, maybe behind closed doors, it was agreed upon that the case would be dismissed until these things are met, and giving her the option of refiling if Bravo didn't do certain things that were agreed upon. Again, remember, arbitration or they weren't in the arbitration, but a settlement may, again, I'm not a lawyer, y'all, and this is the question that we're going to ask Simone. It may or may not be legally binding or whatever the situation might be. But that's a valid point to say, wouldn't it be with prejudice if you ran into Robin a couple weeks ago and he was, child, what's up, Mims? I believe it. So I understand what people are saying when they say NeNe didn't get no money because the case was dismissed without prejudice. That makes sense, and I understand that. But I honestly, in my opinion, and I don't know this to be a fact because I don't know none of these people from a hole in the wall, I do believe that NeNe got a settlement. I just do. I believe NeNe got something. Do I think NeNe walked away with $4 million? No. No, not at all. Do I think that NeNe, quote unquote, won? No. Because if NeNe had won, then NeNe would be able to say she won. Do you think for a minute that if NeNe had won, that her lawyers would not negotiate for her as much noise as she done made, as much as she's talked, and as much as she has been condemned and vilified and all of this stuff? Do you think for a moment that if her lawyers had that much of the upper hand in negotiations that they wouldn't negotiate, that she would be able to at least give a press conference or release a statement saying she prevailed? Not necessarily giving any details, but NeNe ain't said shit. We ain't heard nothing from NeNe's camp. She could have gotten 4.5 depending on what her starting ask was. Well, depending on what. Now, remember, y'all, she did tweet out last week or the week before last that she had some audio tapes. Now, maybe them audio tapes was a game changer. Maybe she got Andy on tape saying some crazy shit. I don't know. But she said she got some audio tapes of Andy and she can't wait to, remember she said she couldn't wait to release them. Now, either she might have been bluffing or she might have really had some tapes. But maybe she had some stuff, honey. Jonathan, I'm not even going to read what you wrote because I already know you biased, child. You biased. She got millions of dollars. NeNe got money because she was stubborn and would not drop the charge if that was not to her liking. I listened to Emily Baker talk about it, and she did say it could be arbitration for a settlement, and that's why they agreed to drop it. It could be an arbitration for a settlement. What do you mean, Tracy? It could be an arbitration. You mean they could be in arbitration for a settlement? Spin got something, but they are not allowed to talk about it. That's true. I mean, it's true that listen, I believe NeNe got something. Let me say that. I believe NeNe got something. I just don't know if I believe NeNe walked away with that. But I believe NeNe got something. I believe that. I believe that NeNe didn't get the amount she thought she would get. NeNe would be bragging. I believe she got paid to advertise her BBL. What happened with the wife suing her? Well, we're going to talk about that with Simone. Simone is going to pull that information as well, and we're going to kind of talk about that. I think that case is still pending. You know, the thing about court cases that they don't generally come up and go away. You know, I mean, come up and it takes time. It takes time. So that case is probably going through the system now. What's up, O Street? What's up, baby? But the people giving me a hard time in the comments as if I'm saying this. I keep telling y'all this is alleged and this is what's being reported. I ain't say that the woman got no money. I said I believe that she got something. Now I don't believe she got $4 million. And again, she may very well have walked away with that amount, but I don't. The other reason why I think she got something or will get something, I agree, Kimberly. I do too. The other reason why I say that is because they agreed that everybody would pay their own legal fees. And again, I just feel like if NeNe had that big of the upper hand over Bravo, I feel like some of that stuff, like, wouldn't she want Bravo to pay her legal fees? Again, I'm nobody's lawyer. I'm just saying, ain't this the kind of stuff that people be negotiating, child? Fantasia beat that same alienation of affection charge. Yeah, Fantasia beat it. She did. She beat it. Or did she settle? I want to say that Fantasia settled. I feel like Fantasia settled the case out of court. I know she never was found guilty, but I feel like she paid that woman off. But I don't know that to be a fact, so because I really don't remember. I remember the case, but I don't remember how it was resolved. She had to get something because money is the only thing to keep her quiet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm gonna tell you this, and the reason why I don't think Bravo, quote unquote, won is because I feel like NBC Universal would have released a statement as well. Because people were like, the judge threw it out. The judge threw it out. If the judge had thrown that case out, first of all, it would have been with prejudice. If the judge threw it out because the case had no merit, it would have been with prejudice, meaning she can't bring the case again. So that's number one. Number two, if the judge had thrown it out because there was no merit, you don't think that NBC Universal would have released a statement saying that? Because again, this hasn't been a good look for them. This hasn't been a good look for them. So they would want to be, vindicated, you know? So I just think, listen, I remember hearing one time, I don't know, I think it might have been Suits. I used to love me some Suits. I remember somebody saying once before, and I think it was the TV show Suits. Anyway, in a negotiation, a good negotiation means nobody walks out of the room happy. Because that means when you're negotiating, that means you're giving up something you want. So if NBC gave up something and NeNe gave up something and they both agreed to walk out of there and not speak on it, I believe. But what else would NeNe? There's nothing else NeNe wants other than to be able to publicly say she was right, other than money. So if there was a settlement, in my opinion, that means that somebody got some money. They agreed to drop the case because they've moved to arbitration to discuss a settlement. That makes sense, little baby. And it makes sense that it would be done without prejudice, because if the arbitration falls apart, then NeNe can refile. Now that makes sense. That makes sense, little baby. Because then that leaves the door open for NeNe to come back to the table. Because under the Bravo contract, it's my understanding that there has to be arbitration before it goes to court. That's my understanding. And we know that that's why they were trying to get her case pulled out of Georgia and into New York, because in New York, they would have had to do arbitration. That's New York labor law, that it has to go through arbitration. Right. NeNe wants to be back on TV. NeNe wants a job. NeNe wants to work. And she claims that NBC Universal blackballed her. I think it was a little bit of both. I think NBC might have blackballed her, but I think her mouth blackballed her too. Oh, she did win. Good on her. I don't know why I thought she had to pay that woman. Got to stop getting my info from Twitter. Okay, Fantasia won her lawsuit. Good for her. I just lost track of it. You know what I mean? After a while, I didn't. Back then, I wasn't really doing celebrity news and all that. So I remember it happening. I remember her reality show. I remember all that stuff going on. And then, I just kind of got away from it. But that actually makes sense. So that's what you were saying, Tracy. Tracy and Lil Baby, I think, was saying the same thing. That makes sense. And that would make sense why the case was dismissed without prejudice, leaving NeNe the opportunity to refile it, because if negotiations break down in arbitration, then NeNe has the option to go back to court. So basically what they're saying is we want the opportunity, which is what I told y'all 3 weeks ago, was that NBC is saying we want the opportunity to settle with her. We want the opportunity to try to resolve this before we go to trial. Because let's be clear, they don't want all that stuff to be litigated publicly. They don't want that stuff to be litigated publicly. Because even though I don't necessarily agree with everything NeNe said, we know that NBC is problematic. We know NBC Universal and Bravo has definitely been problematic. We know it has been. Mem says NeNe ain't getting no roles because she isn't a talented actress, and ever since she got new Man, you be starting off. See, you started off really good that time. Fantasia won because the judge ruled he was separated prior and that the wife was lying about her dates. See, and that's what I think is going to come down to with NeNe and her situation. Because according to the wife, she's saying that her and the husband were still living together as husband and wife, and that she didn't find out about the affair until she saw him on social media. Ma'am, I know men are bold. I know men do some, women too, but in this case, you're talking about a man. And I know that men do some old crappy stuff. Like, I know. But there's got to be the boldest shit known to mankind, that you literally left from your home with your wife to NeNe's house and went on social media, and that's how she found out about it. Like, I think what's going to... Now, the reality is they still may have been living together. And if they were living together, whether they were living in the same room or not, if they were not legally separated and they were sharing a marital home and he left from the marital home to NeNe's house, this woman might have a case, regardless of what was going on behind closed doors. But if they were legally separated or he wasn't living there with her, then, that might be the case with them too. I don't know this man from a hole in the wall, so I don't know. But I do feel like that would be some bullshit. And I know people have been bold in the past. People do some bold shit all the time, but that would be some bullshit. Every big corporation in America has racism issues. That's a fact. But NeNe never truly intended to fight the power. Oh, no. It was never... Listen. One of my biggest problems with the NeNe situation, and I've said this before, and Jonathan, I know you love you some NeNe and everybody else, but here's my issue with the NeNe situation. It wasn't a problem until it was your problem. And once it was your problem, then you wanted it to become our problem. And I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. You was cool when you were cool. But when you were no longer the favorite of the network, the darling of the network, when you were no longer, one of the favorite children, now all of a sudden you have problems, which you don't get to do with me. Now, y'all can feel how y'all want to feel, and that's fine. But what you don't get to do with me is to go all the way back to season 1 and relitigate 10 years of quote-unquote bad behavior when you reap the benefits of it all. And you have been problematic yourself. You don't come in here with clean hands, NeNe. You just don't. You don't get to come in here now and talk about how horrible of a person Kim Zolciak is while you still cool with Kim Zolciak. Like, I'm sorry. No. Hold on. What Yocrates say? Send a peach in my soldier boy voice, child. Never underestimate the. No, I don't underestimate. That's what I'm saying. I know people have done worse. So I ain't underestimating. I'm just saying. You know. So that's my thing with NeNe. Like, now all of a sudden, again, NBC Universal got its issues, and I ain't about to sit here and say that they don't. We know it. We've talked about it. We've had conversations on the different things that happens down to the Bravo. But you, NeNe, you ain't had no problem with none of it until you had a problem, and you don't have clean hands. You don't have clean hands. I'm sorry. So anyway, but if that's the case, if it's going to arbitration, then we'll hear more. Then it sounds like, and that makes the most sense out of all of the scenarios. That actually makes the most sense is that the case was dropped pending arbitration, a successful arbitration. If arbitration falls apart, or if they're not able to come to any type of agreement, then NeNe will probably refile, and that's the reason why ain't nobody saying nothing. When they'll go to arbitration, who knows? But if and when they go to arbitration and they're successful, we may never hear anything. But if the arbitration falls apart, I'm sure then NeNe will refile, and then we'll find out exactly what happened. But I feel like they'll be able to come to an agreement in arbitration, because at this point, the only thing NBC can offer NeNe is money, and I feel like she'll take money, especially if the rumors are true that she's having financial issues. She'll take the money. She really should have never mentioned Kim in her lawsuit. That was a chink in her armor. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that was about. Like, that was a very interesting play. And again, that will fall under, I would need to talk to a lawyer about that strategy, because I don't know. That was just interesting. Child, she went on TV calling Kandi a house Negro. It was a wrap for me. And that was after her cousins of injustice. Well, that's just like, and Mims said this on his video he did on the NeNe case the other day. I remember she called Claudia Jordan a half-breed. Like, your hands are not clean, NeNe. And I'm not one of those people that ascribes to the idea that black people can say what they want to say, but white people can't. It's still in poor taste, and it's still a prejudice statement for you to call another woman who's a mixed, who's biracial, a half-breed. That, what? You know, like you said, calling Kandi a house Negro. Like, you have made some very problematic comments yourself, NeNe. Like, let's be clear. It's okay, O Street, baby. It's okay. It's okay, baby. So anyway, so that's that. All right, so that's the NeNe situation. But when Simone gets here on Monday, we'll definitely talk about it. We will definitely discuss it. Child, I don't even want to talk about Nick Cannon, but child, Nick Cannon got more babies. I don't even listen. I just can't. I can't. I just can't. I wish people could do their reporting without so much of the self-cannibalism within ourselves as a culture. I don't like people reporting on others' intentions based on assumptions. You talking about me? That's a lot of words, Zara. Hold on, let me read that again. I wish people could do their reporting without so much of the self-cannibalism. You're using big words, Zara. Within ourselves as a culture. I don't like people reporting on others' intentions based on assumptions. Oh, okay. I don't know if you're talking about me, but okay. Yeah, I don't care. I can't with Nick Cannon, y'all. I can't. Allegedly, he got 2 more churn coming. He gonna have baby number 10 by the end of the year. But he said that a couple of months ago that he'll probably be at 10 by the end of the year. He said that. And Brittany Renner, I think this is his 3rd baby by her. So clearly they have a bond. They clearly got something going on. Child. Anyway. Xavier, didn't you just say you was gonna stop getting your information from Twitter? Didn't you just say that? All I'm gonna do is NeNe gave me 2 G's for defending her against the tribe. She must be paying you because you sure be defending her. She must be paying you, child. She must be paying you. Good for her. Good for her. Vanessa Bryant won her lawsuit. Good for her. $16 million lawsuit against LA County. Good for her. Good for her. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. This is totally off topic, but really, B, I think you would look really cute with goddess locks. I've had goddess locks. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah, I had goddess locks last summer. Thank you so much. Thank you. The whole YouTube system of reporting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yesterday we talked about this effing Meka AI rapper situation. So today, I guess Capitol Records got enough blowback and enough criticism. They dropped the rapper and they dropped this whole AI rapper situation. Now, the guy who's the voice behind the rapper, he went public and he said that the company who created this artificial intelligence rapper, that he agreed to do it because basically he was not only was he getting paid, but he was getting allegedly he was going to get they were basically going into a partnership with him. They were going to give him equity and all this other stuff in the company, but then he said they basically ghosted him. So when the rapper signed on to do the record label, signed on to Capitol Records, he didn't have nothing to do with it. He wasn't included in the conversation or whatever. So, but the whole thing has been dropped now. I guess it was an experiment that went bad. They thought that we was ready for it, and wasn't nobody trying to see that. Right? It looked crazy. It was a crazy concept, and wasn't nobody trying to be here for none of that. Wasn't nobody trying to be here for none of that. I agree. It looked crazy as hell. Okay, hold on, y'all. Oh Lord. Okay. George Foreman hit with lawsuits due to recent allegations he sexually assaulted 2 minors while in his 20s. Oh Lord, here we go. Well, there you go. Did you see the picture of the robot and the police violence? It was giving black trauma porn. What? No, I don't even know what you're talking about, Xavier. Yeah, I told y'all before how I felt about the Nick Cannon thing. It's ridiculous at this point. Like it's just ridiculous. But I also blame the women because at this point, like, it's not a secret. There's no secret to it. You know exactly what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting. So I'm sorry, but I remember gorillas. It wasn't a weird concept to me. Y'all said that yesterday. I don't know what gorillas was. That must have been beyond me. I remember that word gorillas, but I don't. I mean, was that a AI band or something? I don't know. I don't know nothing about gorillas. Yeah. I mean, again, at this point though, it's the women. Like you're constantly putting yourself in that situation. So clearly you want to be a part of the herd. You want to be the sister wife. Like you clearly want to be it. It was a cartoon band. Well, yeah, I'm used to I mean, we had Josie and the Pussycats. That was a cartoon band. I mean, hell, Barbie and the Rockers was a cartoon band. Yeah, I mean that part, I don't, but I don't know the AI thing. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. Yeah, congratulations to Vanessa. I was gonna say Vanessa Williams, Lord. Vanessa Bryant. She absolutely should have won. That was definitely poor taste. What those cops did to her with her husband. That was just totally out of line. You love gorillas to this day. Yeah, I mean, shoot, there was a whole lot of fake bands. I mean, that again, I don't know. I mean, I guess it is the same concept as a cartoon and AI. I mean, I guess it's the same concept, but I don't know. It just didn't. First of all, y'all already know that I'm not. Y'all know I ain't listening to it no way. So I know I ain't listening to it, so you know. All right. LA County is basically owned by TMZ. They sure are. Do you see how she pulled up to court with Monica and Sierra clean? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yep. Listen, what about your friends, honey? What about your friends? Okay. Um, Meg the Stallion is still fighting with her record label with Carl Crawford in 1501. Meg said, I have met the requirements for my contract that you exploited me, the contract that I was signed to was some bullshit and I was exploited, and this record that I'm giving you, I'm delivering to you, it fulfills my contract. Release me, and I need $1 million for my trouble. I feel like you have cost me, and I need $1 million for my trouble. Carl Crawford said, girl, bye. Not only does this not necessarily fulfill your contract, but you have violated your contract multiple times, and as a result, you still owe me more. And I damn sure ain't giving you $1 million. Okay. So, of course, like people do, here we are. We got to take it to social media. Now, Carl Crawford did a live where he was explaining why Meg owe him money. Let me just read y'all some of this stuff that I have here. Meg Thee Stallion greatly escalated her legal battle against 1501 Certified Entertainment after asking a court to step in and end her tortured relationship with the Houston label. She's now asking for at least $1 million in damages for the first time. So now, these are some of her tweets that she put out, child. When my mama died, I knew a bunch of hood ends who just started a label for the first time and were not going to be able to manage me properly. So I got with Rock. By this time, I was a bigger artist, and I asked to renegotiate, not leave. What was wrong with that? That man is greedy. I'm so over these grown ass men trying to take credit away from the work me and my mama put into the beginning of my career, and my mom developed my career. I was already known for freestyling, and I was already working on Tina Snow before I got to 1501. Like, for this man to keep getting on the internet with his back up to talk like he made me is ridiculous. Was you writing my songs? Were you with me in my dorm room recording and rapping? What about all the rapping outside my mama car? Think ciphers. I ain't even know you. Sure. Now, Carl Crawford said he was on live, and of course, he's trying to take credit for everything he did for her. And then he went on to talk about how she's not even from Houston. Now, personally, I don't even think that's an issue. We know, did she grow up in the city limits of Houston? I don't know. But she from Texas, girl. She from Texas, Carl. Like, stop tripping. Like, you doing a whole lot, okay? I need Party to pull up on Carl in the dark. Well, I see both sides. Meg does deserve to renegotiate her contract, but I also understand Carl for not wanting to let his big act go to poaching a major corporation. Since he felt like he made her, why doesn't he release her and make a star out of Erica Banks? Well, listen, y'all. How many times I gotta tell y'all that this music industry is treacherous? Now, what I can appreciate that Meg is doing is that Meg is not saying, woe is me, woe is me. She's saying, listen, you got me. I signed this bullshit ass contract. Okay. You got me. I want to renegotiate based on the fact that, I'm in a bigger artist now. I need more management. I need more than what you can probably provide. I want to go to a bigger company. I'm going to still let you get your little piece. Let's renegotiate. I'm going to pay you what I owe you. I ain't trying to get over on you, but I need to move on to bigger and better. People do it all the time. We talked about Deb Atney. Deb Atney was the manager for some of the biggest acts in hip hop right now. But once it got to a point where she no longer was at the level to where they needed her to be, unfortunately, she got left behind. She had Nicki Minaj. Hell, she couldn't even hold on to her own damn son. Waka Flocka, French Montana. So it happens all the time. These people find management, and we see it happen all the time. But the reality is Because I remember when she came out with her last album, and Carl said, "Well, this don't count because this ain't a full album. This is really just an EP, and it don't count." Gucci Mane, thank you, Cameron. I knew it was somebody I was forgetting. Gucci Mane. And so Carl Crawford said that her last album didn't count. He said, "Oh, this is an EP. This isn't a full album because I think it was only like 10 songs or 8 songs or something like that." So he said, "Oh, this is an EP." So now she releases a full album. And her thing was, release me. I gave you what you said you wanted, a full album. You got a full album. You're going to make all the money off of that album. Release me. You know, it's going to probably go to court. And at the end of the day, she's going to probably get what she wants. She's going to probably get released. But it's going to go to court. He ain't going to willingly let go. And like Lil Baby said, that's his cash cow. Why would he? Why would he willingly let go? That is his cash cow. I mean, let's be clear. He can talk all the shit he want to talk about Meg, but ain't nobody else on that label bringing him the kind of money Meg bringing him. Let's just go on to be real about that. It's full of treachery and scammers, degenerates, baby mamas. The music business is evil. It is. Exactly. Porchica Lee, you know, I messed her name up, baby. But yeah. She said, "I'm from California. I knew she was before 1501. Yeah, I had heard of her before 1501 signed her. And y'all know I don't even be into it like that. But because she's a female rapper and she had this flow, I remember seeing her freestyles. I remember that. Gucci said Dad was a social worker, not a label head in his book. Well, I think, like I said, I just think that there are levels that Deb, there's certain levels that Deb couldn't get to. But my problem with people is when they don't give credit where credit is due. I remember, I think I told y'all this before. There was a show that came on, I think it came on FX like last year. It came on during the pandemic. And it was like a documentary on hip hop. But it was like, I'm gonna say, for lack of a better word, it was like the unsung heroes of hip hop. And they were getting into a lot of these producers that we don't know a lot about, a lot of these managers that we didn't know a lot about. And Deb Atney was one of the people they highlighted. They did Deb Atney. They did this guy out of Detroit that used to run with Eminem. They did this guy out of LA that is a former gangbanger. And he like got his hands in pretty much every hip hop artist pot. He worked with what's my man? The one that was killed. Nipsey Hussle. He worked with Nipsey Hussle. He worked with Corrupt and all of them. And then it was somebody else. And they had Bimmy, Deb Atney's brother, Bimmy, who he ran with the Supreme Team back in the day, but he also ran with like Run DMC and all of them. He was a drug dealer for the Supreme Team. And after seeing Deb Atney's story and understanding exactly how Deb Atney got to, because I didn't really know a lot about Deb Atney outside of love and hip hop. I mean, growing up hip hop. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. But after seeing her story on that little documentary, I got a lot more respect for Deb Atney. And my problem isn't when artists outgrow people, because it happens. My problem is when you don't want to give the respect to the people who helped you. It's okay to say, listen, I outgrew Deb because she couldn't take me to that next level. But it's something totally different to make it feel like she didn't do nothing. That's my only problem, you know. And when I saw that documentary, you're gonna be in the DMV in September. I need to know the best spots. I'll be DM me, because you know you got DM me, boo. We'll talk. Carl did play baseball. I remember Megan from hearing about her through Drake. I remember when she said she overdosed on when she was alive. Yeah, okay? So you saw the documentary, Cameron? Yes, you remember that? She was her father. Well, Deb Atney told the story. Her father was a big time drug dealer, and what was it, Cameron? She had gotten into his. It was something where there was so much coke in the air that she OD'd on coke, just breathing it in the house. I forgot. I think she went upstairs in the attic where her father kept all his product, and she was up there playing, or she was up there doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing. And she literally OD'd on just being in the room with all of that product. Her father, her uncle told her it was baby powder. Yeah, it was something. And she was saying how nowadays, of course, CPS would have been at the door, but she ended up she went to the hospital because she almost died, but they ended up leaving the hospital before CPS could show up, or before the social workers could show up. Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Kim. I couldn't remember the story. Her uncle told her it was baby powder, so she put it on her body like baby powder, and she ended up ODing. And so she talked about how she was in them streets. She was, selling drugs and all of that stuff. And it talked about her transition from drug dealer, being in the streets, Waka Flocka's dad, the love of her life. I think he was murdered. And that's when she left New York and went to Atlanta. And she talked about how she had Nicki Minaj move in with her. She talked about what she did for Gucci Mane. And so my biggest problem, like I said, my problem is just respecting what people did for you. Like, you don't have to, like, it's okay to say Deb could not. She didn't have the skill set to take me to the next level. It's okay to say that. But don't sit here and act like she didn't do nothing for you. That's the problem that I had. But anyway, but it was really good. I wish I could. What's it called? Legends of Hip Hop or something. I can't remember the name of it. But it was really good. They talked about the other guy. What's his name? Was it Haitian Jack? Who ran with Tupac. And he's still in exile now. He's living in Haiti now. He can't come back to the United States. He was deported. Well, he left. He was going to go to jail. He left. So he's in Haiti now, living like a king. Living like a king. Now I support Meg, but she raps like Cool Mo D. I like Meg. I like how Meg raps. I like Meg. Yeah, she was put. That's what it was. I couldn't remember, but yeah, I remember that. I remember that story. Yeah, when she OD'd on the coke. Yep. And that she talked about, they talked about her going to the hospital. But anyway, it was really good. But I walked away. Hip Hop Uncovered. Thank you, Cameron. I love y'all. But it came on right after Angie Martinez had a special Ladies of Hip Hop or something like that, and she interviewed like the Eve, Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah, Cardi B. You name MC Light. You name a female in hip hop, she interviewed them, and it came on right behind it. But it was during the Panorama, because y'all know a lot of stuff like that is what was going on during the Panorama, because they couldn't really do like TV. But it was really good. It was really good. Haitian Jack is still very well known and infamous here in New York, and yet no one knew or knows Bishop Crook. You know what, O Street? That's a good point, because I knew who he was too. I knew who Haitian Jack was, and I remember them rapping about Haitian Jack, and I remember the whole thing with him and Tupac. I remember all of that. Where's my water go? Oh, here it is. I remember all of that. Yep. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Meg Child. And like I said, I do think it's going to probably go to court, because he ain't going to let go, and she ain't going to give up. And I think ultimately the court will side with her. I think the court will side with her. Because the other thing about these contracts is that they're not in infamy. Like, there is a timeline and a time limit on these contracts. You can't just sign somebody to a contract and you hold them to that same contract forever. There has to be, at a certain point, there has to be renegotiation. You can't just say that's because then that would be slavery. That would be indentured servitude. You can't just sign somebody to a contract and they're held to that contract forever. Or it's open-ended. No, it has to be a beginning and an end date. So either she meets the requirement or the contract expires. One of those two things has to happen. Go back and look. O Street. I'm not sure. It was on FX. So whatever streams FX, I don't know what streaming service streams. It was either FX or Stars. It was either on FX or it was on Stars. I think it was FX though. But whatever streaming service streams FX, it's out. It's probably on there. But if you, yeah, it's called Hip Hop Uncovered. So if you Google, you look that up, you should be able to find it. But it was really good. Like I said, the dude in Detroit, and basically what they were really talking about was how the drug game influenced hip hop, and a lot of these people who were in the drug game, how they were able to really infuse themselves into hip hop. It was really good. Right, Abby. They try to just keep her there forever, and you can't do that either. Isn't Carl the one who had the kid? Yeah, Carl Crawford is Evelyn Lozada baby daddy. Ex baseball player. Yep. He was connected to pretty much any and everyone. D.L. Hughley to T.K. Kirkland, Dr. Dre, everyone in the 90s. Haitian Jack. Yeah, Haitian Jack. And again, they interview Haitian Jack, and they actually had to go down to Haiti to interview with him. But he interviewed, and he was very honest. Well, I don't know. He was honest. He was very candid. Let me put it that way. I can't say everything he said was true, but he was very candid. And he was even candid about his beef with Tupac, because Tupac thought he had snitched on him. Because Haitian Jack was with Tupac when Tupac got shot. He was one of the guys that was with him when he got shot. And somehow Pac thought that Haitian Jack had something to do with it or was in on it, and that's when their relationship fell apart. It's good. It's a really, really good documentary. If I probably should have, I probably could have done a live on it. It was really good. Okay. In other, I'm going to look at it on the Fire Stick week. Yeah, I'm sure you can find it there. In other news, record label news, we got Offset. He going at it with quality control at his record label. Now, Offset said that he is trying to do his solo stuff, and that quality control, which is his former record label. I don't think he's with Quality Control anymore. They're trying to stop him, and they have actually blackballed him. Now, let me read y'all a couple of those tweets, because they've been going back and forth at it. Even Cardi B done put her 2 cents in, which I don't know if I feel like. Anyway, Offset accuses Quality Control Records of ignoring a deal that he made back in January of 2021. According to the lawsuit filed Tuesday, Offset says he negotiated his solo deal and paid handsomely for his artist rights. However, now that his solo work has dropped, he says they aren't honoring the deal. Per report, Offset's Migos deal with Quality Control remains in place, and when it comes to his solo work, he wants the court to declare that Quality Control does not own anything he's made since January 15th of 2021. Now, this would explain, a couple of months ago, the 2 other members of Migos dropped a song, and remember, Offset wasn't on it, and he wasn't in any of the artwork. That would explain why maybe Offset wasn't a part of this new project, because he's doing his solo thing, and that so basically what he's saying is, I will honor any commitment that the Migos have with Quality Control, but I want my solo career to be outside of anything dealing with Quality Control. Now, what Offset is saying is that he paid millions of dollars to basically buy himself out of the contract, but now that he's actually dropping solo music, they don't want to honor it. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I heard the song, that song that he dropped that's supposed to be like his first little single. It sounds just like a Migos song. Like, it literally sounds just like the Migos. Like, literally the Migos. I was like, how is this a single? Like, it's literally, like, it is literally the Migos. I don't know. So, this is what was said. Offset tweeted this. Nigga act like I'm the problem. I paid millions to get my rights back. You blackballed me. I ain't said shit. One time, homie. I ain't spoke to you in 2 years. Now I drop and you want your name on my credit. So the owner of Quality Control said the last lawsuit was filed publicly and dismissed quietly. Let's see how this one goes. Been too real for all of this lame shit. Everyone knows the real problem. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I felt like he was trying to say that Cardi was the problem, because Cardi, she added her own little 2 cents. I must not have. Oh, I must not have screenshotted that. But Cardi basically tweeted the same thing, like, he bought himself out of this, let him do his thing, whatever. But when that last little part where he says everybody knows the real problem, I feel like he's trying to blame it on Cardi, child. I think he's trying to Yoko Ono Cardi and make it seem like everything was good until Cardi got in control. But remember, Cardi had signed with Cardi was being managed by Quality Control for a while. And she gives them credit. At one point she did. I don't know about now. But at one point she gave him credit. Gave Quality Control credit for helping her out early on when she first started dating Offset, how he hooked her up with Quality Control. So she, at one point in time at least, had very positive things to say about them. I thought it was the Migos. I was waiting for the other two. Right. It sounded just like a Migos song to me. It's a single because it's only him. If it sounds like the group sound, then that means he's the sound of the group. And that's the way of looking at it, Callie. That's a valid way of looking at it. But honestly, when I heard that song, I was like, sound like the Migos. That's what you got too, Yama. You got that he was trying to say Cardi was a problem. Child. Xavier, that's the second time you done said that. Now, what I tell you about you said that you're going to stop getting your news off the Twitter, okay? Because Sweetie was messing with the other boy in the Migos. What's the other boy name? What's the boy name? He looked like a bug. What is his name? With the dreads. Well, all of them got dreads. Anyway. I was about to say it's cool for Offset to do his own music, but the folks say the Beyonce of the group is Quavo. Sweetie and Quavo were dating. So where all of a sudden now he was messing with Offset. Child, listen, this one thing for sure, two things for certain. I don't think Cardi be playing about stuff like that. If Cardi had any proof that Offset was sleeping with Sweetie, I think we would have heard about it by now. Because I feel like she would have pulled a Faith Evans and would have went up in there whooping somebody's ass. That's all I'm going to say, child. This is nothing new with Quality Control because the City Girls been finished their second album. And where is it? Oh, they with Quality Control. The City Girls are with Quality Control? I didn't know that. He do look like a little bug. Especially when he got them shades on. He like a little bug to me. But it's Offset, Quavo, and Stern or something. I don't know all these people. That's why Quavo and Sweetie broke up. That is not why Quavo... Xavier, Sweetie and Quavo broke up over a year ago. If it had something to do with Offset, you don't think it? Cardi don't know how to listen. One thing for sure, and two things for certain about Cardi. Cardi can't hold a secret. Cardi can't hold nothing in a bucket. If her man was out there cheating with Sweetie, we'd have heard about it. She'd have done a live. She'd have cussed all of them out. She'd have listen. Now, I ain't saying that Offset ain't cheated, because that ain't my business. But if it had been with Sweetie, no, ma'am. That's me. That's my opinion. I'm only one person. That's my opinion. Takeoff, that's his name. Takeoff, okay. Offset, Quavo, and Takeoff, okay. And aren't they like cousins? They all related, right? The three of them are related, right? Now, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I didn't know it was that late, child. Let me hurry up and get off of here. All right. It's 123 people in the chat. Please, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much. It is what? Free 99. All right. The last thing I want to just bring to y'all. Okay, Takeoff is their uncle. Offset is the cousin. Quavo and Takeoff are uncle and nephew. That's too much. That's ghetto shit. I don't. My ex-boyfriend is older than his uncle. So, I mean, shit happens. Anyway. Allegedly, Wendy Williams' son had charged $100,000 on her Amex card prior to Wells Fargo putting the clamp down on her bank account. And that's part of the reason why they were concerned, because this was not something that was the norm. Now, the son then came back and said, that's a lie. he ain't charged up his mama Amex card, and that is Wells Fargo trying to come up with an excuse, a reason, or a season to try to put it on him, and it ain't got nothing to do with him. Now, that is what the Sun said. Now, the other question is it Big Kevin or Lil Kevin? Okay? Was Big Kevin running up her Amex card, or was Lil Kevin running up her Amex card, right? We know that after Simone, what's up, Mr. Brown? How you doing, baby? We know that our resident attorney, Simone, she was able to bring us some information as it relates to the Wells Fargo situation. And that falls right in line with what the information she found was, that there was some unusual activity that was connected to people who were close to Wendy that was concerning. Remember, Wendy wanted her son to be in charge of her accounts, and Wells Fargo was like, no, we're not comfortable with that. Now, what we were told was that her husband, Big Kevin, was trying to access her money, and that the bank knew, because of the divorce, because of other situations, they knew that he wasn't supposed to have access to her money. And that's where the concern was coming in. I think both Kevins was in on the scheme to defraud Wendy. I'm sorry, younger than his nephew by a year. Child. Really, B, don't come for me. I have a niece and two nephews that are at least 10 years older than me. Child, I'm just saying, it happened. I told you my ex-boyfriend older than his uncle. It happens. It happens. That's why I had to catch myself, child. I had to catch myself because it happens, child. It happens. Child. Do they call you auntie? See, that's crazy. I didn't even want Niecy to call me auntie because I'm not that much older than her. I was like, I don't want you calling me auntie. The boy is still the daddy child. I don't put anything past either of them. Big Kevin needed some money for his new wife. Free Wendy's coins. Even if the boy was doing the spending on behalf of the father, I still believe it. It wasn't neither of the Kevins. It was Todd. It was a scheme set up by Todd to come with the bullshit. Child. Oh, child. Okay, y'all. Let me get off of here. So Monday, Simone will be here. For those who came in late, Monday, Simone will be here. We will be discussing the court case between Philly Phil and Miss Robbie. We're going to be talking about NeNe, and we'll take call-ins. Members will get the link first. It'll be on the member wall, and you guys will get the link first, and then, but it will be open to everybody. Everybody will have the opportunity to come and ask a question of Simone as it relates to any of these celebrity cases. I also want her to talk about not Monday, but the next time she comes, I want us to talk about the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie case. But we won't talk about that on Monday. We'll talk about that next time. Wendy always said Kev was closer to his father than her. Well, and remember, and the son lives in Florida. Doesn't the son live in Florida with his dad? Well, he was in college in Florida, but he was living with his dad. So, anyway, child, it's a lot. Now, as far as this Murder Inc. situation, y'all, look. I know y'all asked me to watch it and review the Murder Inc. situation. Here's my problem with the Murder Inc. situation. I don't know if I could stomach Irv Gotti for 4 hours. Because isn't it 4 parts? And is each part 1 hour or 2 hours? I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try. I'm going to put it in my DVR. And I'm going to try to watch it for y'all. Y'all said it's interesting. I've seen some clips. And every clip I see, it just makes me more and more angry at Irv Gotti. It just... So it's 1 hour per part. Okay. I guess I could do 4 hours of this, man. Y'all. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put it in my DVR. There's a new show that's starting tonight on BET called House of Vicious, starring Tammy Roman. I'm not saying I'm gonna review it, but I'm gonna tape it. I'm gonna see what it's looking like. I'm gonna see what it's looking like. Now TSF was talking about doing a conversation about it. So if I don't do it, then y'all can always join TSF because I think they're gonna talk about it. We still have to do our Menudo live. Now all 4 parts, I think it's 5 parts. 4 parts. All 4 parts I posted. I did a review on all 4 parts, but we're gonna do a live to just talk about the Menudo situation. We're gonna do a live with that. I didn't forget. And I know I still have my story times. I'm getting myself back together, child. I had to start work this week, and child is wiping me out because my leg really is still bothering me. My leg is better than it was because baby, I could barely walk when I first got home. But my leg is definitely better than it was. So I'm getting myself together, child. I'm getting myself together. But I did not forget that I owe y'all some stuff. I did not forget. We're gonna get it done. Hey Queen Diva, how you doing, boo? I ain't seen you in a while. How are you? Tell your sister I said hello. I don't feel bad for her. Who, Wendy? You don't feel bad for Wendy? Watch it, do a live, and just drag him because Ashanti too scared. Child, Ashanti said she had to take out the trash. Ashanti said sometimes you just gotta take out the trash, child. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it in my DVR, y'all. I'm gonna put it in my DVR. I'm gonna try to make Thursdays Throwback Thursday. So I can't guarantee what y'all gonna get on Thursday, but I'm gonna try my best to get y'all some throwbacks every Thursday. So tomorrow y'all will get something. I ain't promising what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a throwback on Thursday, okay? All right, y'all. Let me get off of here because it is 8:30, and I want to try to get y'all some reviews tonight. Really be how many collaborations and panels are you on? Only 2. I do the Whether You Like It or Not panel. No, 3. I do the Whether You Like It or Not panel on Tuesday nights. I do Saturday, midday Saturday, the Ready to Love panel with Kamisha reviews. And then TSF Entertainment, we do the Power reviews, and those are usually on Sunday. That's it. I know it sounds like it's a lot, but it's not. It's 3. Abby, El Teddy, and I are talking about doing a Queen Sugar panel for the final season. Y'all know we used to do at the beginning of Queen Sugar, we used to do Queen Sugar and Greenleaf. We used to do it on Friday nights. And then we kind of got away from it. You know, shit was going on, things, whatever. So we're talking about, since it's the final season of Queen Sugar, we're talking about doing a Wednesday night panel with the 3 of us. So I'll let y'all know. Thank you, Yogi. What about the ladies? Oh, I forgot. Child, we gotta get back on track with the ladies. I forgot about that. Yeah. So yeah, but that's bi-weekly. So that's every other Thursday. Yeah. I feel really bad for Wendy. You know I'm a day one, but you read what you sow. She gotta love herself. I'm praying for her. Yeah. I won't feel bad for. I definitely won't feel bad for Angelina. Y'all know I don't like her. I'm team Jennifer. Team Jennifer. All right, let me get out of here, y'all, so I can get y'all some Beverly Hills, some Real Housewives of Dubai, and some Big Brother, child. Jonathan, if you're still in the chat, I know what you was talking about with Big Brother now. I'm all caught up. So I'm going to get y'all another Big Brother recap. And I'm going to try to get y'all Beverly Hills and Dubai. All right, y'all, I'm out. Mwah! Peace.